pick the Lancelot, but if they can't perform on it, I mean, it's going to be a waste.
It is going to be really tough for them. Now, we did see in the previous game that Grok and Helkut was in that game. This time around, it's going to be MCB that will pick up the Akai. Zon played Akai 4-0 and 10. And really good game coming up from him. We expect even more to be done.
Do you think there might be a chance they switch it up? Like Nenas goes with the Akai maybe?
Potentially we'll have to see the rest of their drafts because they do have a few flex picks.
So I definitely thought, and we talked about this, the Zorn was really flashy with that Akai in the previous game, so hopefully
we're also going to see that Helkut is the first time being picked by Mystic Burden in this tournament. They have not quite picked up Helkut. In fact, it is going to be Diggy and Hylos now for Louvre. We have seen Hylos picked yesterday. Skyway picked up Hylos. We have not seen them pick up Diggy yet.
Okay, so how is it going to change things now that they have Diggy? Of course, Mystic Burden will not be able to pull off the flashy moves that they did in the previous game. So what is the good response from Mystic Burden's side? Do you think that a Kagura is maybe...
Well, this time, because there is Diggy that's there, what you're going to be doing is that you don't need to prioritize instant stuns because you know that it's going to happen. You wouldn't want to take an Aurora, for instance, to make sure to do it because it can be negated away. So picking up the Kagura now, as we talked about it, you know, early...
He wanted it, KBC wanted it.
And it's now there. So a Karina being picked up as well means just all the extra burst damage. You don't need to rely on CC because Diggy, unfortunately, does not have the very best damage as well. Not reliable anyhow.
And KBC, you gotta stop giving us the face, man. I know you got your prediction right.
No.
Stop giving us the face.
I just give a suggestion saying that, you know, having Kagura in...
They're listening.
Having their high powered, and yeah, they got it. But here's the thing, Diggy has been chosen. It will cancel out a lot of the negation from here. So the Akai and, you know, Kagura coming in with Karina, it feels like it's gonna be lackluster a bit.
A little bit. We also see that Irithel and Irithel being picked up for the very first time as well. I just checked the stats on that one.
Wow.
So opting to go for marksman here. Now Irithel does have a little bit of an early game presence as well.
That's right.
Doesn't quite require it, but on top of it, mobility is the name of the game for Louvre here. You have Lancelot, Hylos, Diggy, Irithel.
Alpha.
I mean, but Alpha doesn't really have the most mobility compared to the rest of the game.
But it does help with the damage.
It does help. And Natalia will still come back here.
Triple Assassins.
I do want to touch on the fact that Alpha was picked once yesterday by Ken from Tyrants, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe the Singapore teams have been talking and be like, hey, try it out.
You got to try this out. And it was a 3-1-13. Lots of assists coming through. What did you guys think about the Alpha yesterday? Do you think it could be really helpful this time around?
I feel that Alpha is really great in terms of slowing down opponents and finishing them off, even though he's not really a good burst damage hero like Assassins, the Assassin role, but he's really good in grabbing those assists, you know, slowing down the teams of the enemy teams and the opponents of them.
I think it's also an evolution for Louvre specifically because Louvre was speaking a lot of Argus, and I think Alpha within his current patch is a little bit like Argus, like the playstyle that they want to have, but a little bit better in terms of, you know, stats and their current positioning.
5 seconds.
Here we are into game 2. Louvre as she's starting on the blue side, fighting for the tournament lines. Mystic Burden on the red side, looking to close out the series and move along in the loser bracket.
See the turtle will spawn at the top side of the map. Akai, Kagura going in with the 2-1-2 strat pocket. And even though the Helkut is around the jungle area to get the buff, but then it's going to stay like that for the time being. The rest of the members of Louvre SG is hovering around in their own areas. Most likely also another 2-1-2 strat.
I like the proxy coming here by Mystic Burden. We're going to see Royal ZY here on that Lancelot will be coming and dissuading them for it. But the damage is already done. We saw that, you know, the first wave crashed into the tower, forcing them to be out there.
And I do believe that if they want to do the proxy lanes, they have the better advantage because they have a very tanky setup. Oh my goodness! Look at the Diggy in a close slither of death. And he will survive and will teleport back to the base. You can see that Louvre CZ with the high loss, and of course KYZ, the marksman of Louvre SG, using the Irithel as well to put some pressure in the Akai Kagura lane. Royal Z with Fuja, the assassins in the mid lane will battle it out, hopefully to catch somebody off guard and getting the first blood in the attention.
We have 25 seconds left before Turtle spawns. We saw in the previous game, LOUVRE had prioritized quite heavily over it. Here we're going to see Alpha getting the goal buff that's there. That's a great target to have it on. Ashi makes himself up, makes himself known in the bottom lane, so they know where Natalia is. And back up top, it looks like they're trying to go in for the next bit. After all, Turtle is there and will be up in the next 1 second.
You know what's the fun part? Like, if you're Natalia there, it keeps you guessing, like, he has the position revealed, but you
where
have to guess
within the
where is
circle,
it.
yeah.
Yes, that's why it's like very hard. It's like a guessing game. And it's not easy because you kind of figure out where he's going to attack, and that's where Natalia comes in as like the mobility drone. He sees the map.
Mobility drone, I love the KBC.
Yep.
What an apt way of describing it. We're going to see back up top here. There's going to be engaged out here. KZ might be taken down. Kagura does not quite have the damage to finish it off, but Skyway is there with Diggy to slow things out. Back in the mid lane, we're going to see that Royal ZY here perhaps almost being caught out there by Natalia. Sorry, by Karina. And they have started off Turtle already.
Sorry, the Lord kill. The Turtle kill. My bad.
The Turtle kill. Skyway here does get silenced out, but Ashi does receive lots of damage. It will dissuade them from coming in. Back down here to the last bit already. Will it be stolen away? No, it does not. Good attempt. Does pay for it with his life. No, does manage to escape. The great escape is going there. He will be able to move away from this. CZ will be there to be protecting him. Good scouting to make sure that he is not being spotted out and isolated.
And this time around, LOUVRE SG knows that there's a backup plan. If they did not steal the turtle, they will move away. The Lancelot, like you said, the great escape, dodging everywhere, and even though that Natalia in Ashi wants to like wait for it or go for him, just be careless, he just hits right to the turret and just teleports away.
We also see that right here, even though it's 0-0, there is still a 1,300 goal lead for Mystic Burden. This is because they have been in lane more often and clearing it up. And what you're seeing out here is that right now in the bottom lane, for instance, nobody is there. But we are going to find Royal ZY does get caught out here, will be the victim to the first blood. That is Lancelot being removed, and that is unfortunately troubling news for them.
And we talk about how, you know, LOUVRE SG plays this in terms of getting team fights, getting out of their lanes, but they're not getting enough farm. Gold XP is not in their hands, and they don't control or secure lanes.
That's why they have a 2,000 goal lead now already, and starting to build this lead even further up ahead with the first tower going down in that bottom lane. If they can stop Lancelot from dealing damage, which is exactly what they're doing next, this will be the end of it. One last hit, will it happen? Yes, it will come through. Helkin gets it. Ashi will move away, and Alpha unfortunately will not be able to chase it out. It looks like the bait is successful. No. The silence does go out, unfortunately. The blade does not quite hit. Hango's coming in, pushing him out. Really beautifully done. Executed as a team. And Lancelot is deleted off the map. Once again, the bottom lane turret will go down. And back up top, it's only the first turret. Nernas will try his very best to defend it, but it will not be enough. The Jukes will not save him. And CZ gets the kill on that.
Uh-oh, Helkin with Zorn coming in, and he's not going to take down CZ now because we all know that High Loss is one of the Supreme tanks. He has a lot of HP, especially with the mana pool that he has in him. But here's the thing now, Mystic Burden won that team fight. They got the turret even though Kagura is down for a few seconds. And look at the whole team going in with early objectives. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are watching this, the early objectives of the turtle kill does matter. And Karina killing off already the turtle, giving the assassins or Mystic Burden that goal advantage. And it's fun to see how Mystic Burden follow up with MYA's tree setup with the 3 assassins, and it turns out they actually work pretty well compared to Mysterious Assassin's trees lineup in terms of the assassin's role.
Well, it's simply because the assassins are being allowed to dominate across the map. They are also individually all getting kills. And that's what's really helping out. See, Natalia, Karina are both getting kills. Kagura is the only one a little bit further behind. But we also see that Helkin, each of them, 1 kill each.
Nice.
However, if one starts pulling ahead, that's when we're going to start to see the deficit coming through. Alpha is unfortunately locked up away. And we have more than enough damage to be ending this with 3 members there. A 3v1 is not a fair fight. Ashi here might go down in the end, but still will be able to be safe. The smoke screen will buy some time. but will the juke will be enough? Ashir does not find it. We're going to see Irrital with the move attack command be able to remove it out. LOUVRE here now will get consolation prizes, which is the bottom turret, to start equalizing the goal, but that's still a 4,000 bridge that he needs to cross.
It was a good fight actually, taking down one turret, 2 enemy heroes, while losing one for your own, but again, still a very similar gap. They have to close this down and perhaps to catch MTB off guard. Mystic Burden, you know, if they are a bit confident, they will go inside their lanes and stuff, and you will have to punish them.
Kuja did play Cyclops before this, and now looks like he's going to find in the next one there. Kuja this time around still deathless, 1-0 and 2, hoping to still ride the whistle wave in the end. Back up top, it looks like they're waiting for the fight. Helken has turned on his ultimate. The night vision. Skyway will be bursted down. Wow, that was a quick aggression. At the same time here, Nana's getting another kill. CZ now being pushed against the wall. The rest of the team is coming up there. But will it be enough? A 3v1. The flicker across the wall will be good enough to save him for now. But at the same time, it looks like Lancelot is waiting just by Lord. Oh, what is... Lancelot does get spotted out, silenced, and instantly deleted.
And this is bad because LOUVRE SG has lost their assassin, their damage output hero, and now Mystic Burden will go in for the Lord. I think there is no contestants for this Lord here, and Mystic Burden will continue their dominance. Both Alpha and Irrital might have to fall back because this is going to be deadly. Look at that. It's a murder going on in Mystic Burden's house because LOUVRE SG...
It's not just a murder. This is like a massacre.
Somebody's call 911 right now, Sudo. Can you go and call?
Yes, I will go and call 911. We need to call
it.
emergency services. We need to call the hospital because people, the bodies are strewn. And this is just, you know, it's unfortunately going out of the hands of LOUVRE SG. Mystic Burden really showing how they're outclassing them and why they were, you know, so deserving of having the highest spot within the earlier playoffs.
And like I said, Ashi being one of the mobility drones, just scanning around places, making it so hard to catch off guard by LOUVRE SG's heroes. And it feels like he's the most annoying character to deal with. But you're not forgetting Karina, you're not forgetting Kagura, you're not forgetting Helken, all damage output bursting and killing off.
It's just layers of damage. It's an onion, really. It's an onion. It makes you cry. It makes you cry. Each layer you peel forward, you got like, I'm almost reaching the core of the team. I think I can do it, but you're just crying there in tears at the end of it because you realize the deeper you go, the more painful it becomes. Right now, on that final tier 3 towers, Lord is left up there, but will they be able to mount up the defense?
Natalia in the middle of the turret right now. Both.
We're going to see Hammer jumps in, does get stunned out, will get pulled back as well. Good defense being placed out here, but the tower damage has already been done. Lord does get taken down. Mid and top falls. Now in the bottom, Karina and Natalia will be doing it. LOUVRE SG will not be able to stop this onslaught, unfortunately. And the final nail into the coffin does get put. Base is completely obliterated. Nuclear warfare has come across. None of the buildings are surviving.
If you notice, there's only like a 1 minute gap for all 3 turrets to be taken down.
And it's a 10,000 goal lead. The 3 towers just really solidified it all. It's not really about kills. 8-4 this time around. But still, that 10,000 goal lead is massive. Looking at the items very quickly,
it looks like that LOUVRE SG can't even build most of their core items, even though Irrital does have the
confused.
Critical from them.
3 people build armor boots when there's a Kagura Helken
with magic, right?
That are doing so well, and Karina is there as well.
It's gonna be tough here. In terms of paper, or what we are seeing right now, the defenses are no longer there already, and it's gonna be tough. My goodness, looking at that, the massacre comes in. LOUVRE SG, unfortunately, they are in the very brink.
We're going to see here the Pamela in the end. Skyway will be the one to be taken down, and that will be it. Here we're going to see MCB take it away, and they will be the ones to move on in the loser bracket, hoping for a chance to reach that and into that finals and take their revenge on who might be the winner. Faraz, my word.
Another 2-0, man. What is this? Like, why is this 2-0 thing happening? We opened up a best of 3 so that we see 3 games.
Well, this is just dominating play,
Yep.
and I want to make a shout out here. Aziman bin SPT, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, saying awesome play, Mystic Burden.
Yep.
Really good job done there. And I want to talk about this. Kuja on both games did not die. 5-0-7 on that Karina.
Keeping that KDA up, huh?
And in the earlier game as well, 9-0-9.
You know,
Very strong.
2 things that are notable for me on the Mystic Burden side. One is Ashi was a lot more prominent in this match compared
Yep.
to the other one.
He was more involved in both split pushing and team fights right
And
now.
team fights. Not to say like I just care about the kills, but he was more. You would see more of Ashi.
And one more thing, the mobility he was giving to his team, a lot of information, map control. It was so hard to catch him off guard.
I definitely agree with that. One more notable thing that I wanted to say is the fact that Mystic Burden's positioning was on point, and also the fact that the versatility, like these guys remind me of AirAsia Saiyan. And the thing is, Mystic Burden has few former Saiyan players.
But they do have few former Saiyan members. I also think they did their research right. They knew what to be expected. They knew the sort of rotations that were getting done.
Right.
And I think when you do your research and you know the team that's going out there, it becomes easier. You can be more confident in the plays that you're making.
That's right. And the reason I even mentioned what I mentioned is because this time Hangus was playing the Akai.
Hangus.
I don't know why I keep on Hangus was playing the Akai, and the thing is, if you look at the highlights, like all of them they're so versatile. They can play different kind of heroes, and that really gives them a better chance at drafting out.
Well, talking about Hangus playing Akai, it was 1-1-7.
1-1-7, lots of assists over there. I want to pose that question again. Who was the best tank from Mystic Burden?
Well, in this guy, there's only one tank. So
No, in all the games that they've played so far.
I still prefer the Grok, because the Grok...
I mean as a player, Nenas, Zone.
Oh.
I think it's really hard. Whoever uses Akai.
Whoever uses
goes Akai.
Or Grok, to me, yeah.
Right.
Productive tank inside here, and it's really has been proving out for their team. And noticing that all 3 turrets fall at least the same time, it feels like it's an early checkmate. You know, LOUVRE SG couldn't do much, because once you lose all your turrets, you have to leave at least one member to protect it, and you must be a high damaging output hero, because you have to kill off the super minions and the rest of them. If you want to fight a team fight, it's going to be very hard. And yeah, too bad, so sad.
That is correct. That is correct. Now, Pseudo, we have another match coming up after this, but before we jump into that, I want to ask you, is there anything interesting collecting both of the stats from both of these games regarding the gold, the KDA? Is there anything that you have summed up that you want to tell us?
Well, in this game, it was a quicker game. It was only 11 minutes and 19 seconds. So they did manage to close it out, that much quicker, which, goes to show them standing out. Also, given that it was quicker, it also was a larger goal difference.
Yeah.
Right.
It was 13,000 this time around.
All right.
Okay.
So the productiveness in terms of gold farming is on point, and with all the kills.
Yes, they also did manage to get sure all the towers were taken, and that added to it. The last time around, not all 3 of the base turrets were removed.
Yep. And one thing, let's go back to LOUVRE SG here for a second. You guys mentioned that the armor boots were a bit off. 3 armor boots, if I'm not mistaken.
3 armor boots, that's right.
So why did they go with this? Even though they know that the mage are pretty strong, the Kagura, you guys mentioned this. Why would they go with the armor boots?
Instinct.
It's in the setup already for the one save.
It could already be set up. The other aspect is they might want to have gotten to deal with it really early game before they reach that point.
Correct.
There's also questions that can be asked about that.
Right.
But the thing is, the team was also split up in terms of magic and physical damage.
Yes.
But for 3 people to go for it, it might have been a slight oversight. So
Yes.
maybe not quite discussing with people.
At least 1 or 2 perhaps.
Yeah,
I feel,
the
but
other 2 were going for their
3
specialty boots like
over
damage
already.
and things of that sort.
Yeah.
But 3 went for defensive boots, and all 3 defensive were armor-based boots.
Nonetheless, gentlemen, I feel like I have to give a shout out to LOUVRE SG. They have made it to the top 8 already. So whoever's out there, give them a round of applause for our Singaporean teams. LOUVRE SG, they have come a long way. Unfortunately, their journey has to come to an end. And to those who are supporting Mystic Burden, they are still in the playing.
That's
for
right.
And it still
the playoffs.
requires your support to be moving forward.
They
Yes.
are
Even
going
more
to be
so.
moving on. We have yet to see who they will be fighting against. Yeah, that's going to be the interesting part. And as for now, let's talk about what we know. Next up, we're going to have MYA3 going up against Team XD.
Wow.
Now, this is an interesting
I
one.
think this one might go to 3 games. Like
I believe so.
You were asking about
At
that.
least 1 point. At least, you know, each team has 1 point.
That's right. Yeah, I definitely think they're going to go to 3 games. MYA3 managed to lose against IDNS SG yesterday, 2-0, and Team XD to the Tyrants. Now, I have to say, from what I remember, Team XD lost a little bit harder, specifically in the first game, because Tyrants were so crazy. Now, what can we expect? Do you think that the strength of MYA3 and Team XD are quite at the same level from the games yesterday?
Well, based on standings earlier on,
Yeah.
XD was a little bit better.
Yeah.
MYA has not won their last 9 games.
Yeah, in the
Correct.
regular season, not so great.
Yeah, so it's the last 9 games. So hoping
Yeah.
to break that win streak. So if you
They
just
have to do it.
going based on that, it looks like it's going to be an XD. XD as well is the other team that has been, you know, a little bit more consistent.
Right.
And suspected to win, so we'll have to find out, can there be an upset? Because unfortunately MYA is a little bit of the underdog in the
And
situation.
it's a bit sad that if, you know, MYA3 has been doing so well, just because of a losing streak, a losing slump, had to end their journey. It's,
Well,
yeah, it feels bad.
it
It
does.
feels that bad.
It leaves a little bit of a bitter taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's the.
But I mean, that happens in every single
It
tournament.
has to happen, right?
It's
4
part of
teams
it.
need to get eliminated
Yeah,
today.
kind of.
There is no light
Yeah.
without darkness.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
See? Wise man over here. Now, before we go for a very short break,
Yep.
in which after we're going to have MY3 go up against Team XC, KBC, why don't you tell us about the activities we have here down in Wanutama?
Oh, we have the photo booth out there, which is the loading screen. You guys can do your poses, but like, yeah, like
Yeah, and
that.
use the hashtag MPL MYSG.
to win skins.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We have the Honor booth as well. They're having promotions. Of course, your legend sponsor, HonorView 10. Ding, ding, ding. And of course, the rest of our game booths, we have the Harley, Minotaur, and Clint. You can test out your skills from there. And you can win yourself a lucky spin trial.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a wheel that you can
Yeah.
spin it out there. There's also, you know, there's Daniele, there's Pinder, there's Faraz. There's us, the English casters.
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yes, that's for us. There's also the Malay casters that you can come down and visit.
Yeah, there is. Right now, I think Adam and Ikuto are on. By the way, I just wanted to mention, if you guys do want to hear us in Malay, you can switch the region
Apa
to
khabar?
Malay and listen to Adam and Ikuto at the moment. Lin will be joining them as well later on towards the day. Lin, stop waving at me.
Well, we will have to go for a quick break, but when we come back, it is going to be a lot more action. Do stay tuned. We'll be right back here at Wanutama.